Hello there, my Facebook Live friends. It is Candy from SweetStamper.com, and I'm here today for your weekly Tuesday at 2 free live demonstration of some kind of fun stamping project I've got for you. So I'll give you just a couple of minutes to gather. I'm a little bit late. I've been on time the last couple of weeks, but I was grabbing a late lunch with my husband and kind of scarfing the food down because, yeah, it just kind of ran that way. So I hope that you are doing well as you continue to isolate and work at home, stay at home. All of our restrictions that we are under right now have definitely meant for challenges in many ways, and I'm so grateful that stamping provides a really fun distraction in the middle of all this. And actually it's a distraction with purpose because we have, hey Susan, I'm glad you're here. Hi Yolanda. Because we're not just being distracted with our stamping and doing something frivolous. We're doing something actually that's very meaningful. And so I'm glad to be able to distract you a little bit today from the daily news cycle, and also to just empower you, inspire you to make something with some stamp, ink, and paper. And that is what we do. I actually am going to be working on hey Monica, I'm going to be sharing with you a really quick and easy graduation card today. You know, we have a lot of graduating seniors that are going to have a really different graduation than what they had planned. What they've been looking forward to and working hard for, hi Yvonne, is going to be very disrupted. So graduations this year, yeah, they're very, very different. And so I feel like that by doing our graduation cards this year, more than ever, they're going to really mean something to those graduating seniors. Whether they're high school seniors, whether they're college seniors, hey Gail, I'm glad you're here. Our seniors need to be celebrated. There's not going to be graduation parties unless something really changes drastically, and maybe it will. We can hope. Hi Cynthia. But I think that even if there is a graduation party, you're going to have a great card that you can send with a gift card in it maybe, and be able to celebrate those seniors. I know that, I think I heard somewhere this morning on the radio that the kind of stay-at-home orders have been extended through May. I may have heard that incorrectly, but I know that I'm planning for all of my stamping gatherings to be online for May. So I'm continuing to work my business in an online fashion through May. And so May is the month for graduation. So without any further ado, let's turn the camera down and see what I've got for you for today. Okay, let's see. Oh, you can see my little work surface here. What I wanted to talk to you about for just a brief minute before I get into what I'm going to be stamping with you is Paper Pumpkin. And that is because I had somebody contact me this morning and say, you know what, I missed, hi Adriana, I missed the sign up for the April kit. How do I get subscribed and what are the details? So a couple of the questions that she asked, I felt like would be good to go over with you. This is actually the March Paper Pumpkin kit. It was enormously popular, and actually there were no extra kits available. So let me take it kind of one step at a time. Paper Pumpkin, when you subscribe, it is a monthly kit that comes to your door. It's $22 plus tax. That includes shipping and everything on your subscription. You can stop your subscription at any time. When you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, you are not subscribing for X number of months, or you have to do this for 6 months, or you get a penalty. There's nothing like that. It's month to month. So you will, your credit card will be charged $22 plus tax on the 10th of each month, or actually on the 11th. 10th is the last day to subscribe. And if at if before that you decide, you know what, I'm not going to need my June kit, then you can just suspend. Of course, if you want to stop at any time, you could do that as well. But one of the things that my friend asked was, is it a surprise each month? And it actually is. Having said that, they do give us a little sneak peek. And so I can share with you this afternoon the little graphic that they shared for the May kit. Yeah, we're in April. For the May kit. Interestingly enough, it's all about family. And I think that's really awesome because of the fact that I think we're appreciating our families now more than ever because of just the whole pandemic situation. So they did tell us that there were things in there that we could use for Mother's Day and Father's Day, or just general card giving. So that's just a couple of things about Paper Pumpkin. You can subscribe now, and that way come May 10th is the last day to subscribe for the June kit. And so that way you will be on board and getting your Paper Pumpkin kit. Okay, so that is just addressing a couple of questions. Now, today is the last day to sign up for my class by mail, which is actually doing it a really bit different this month. Hey, Kathy, I'm glad you're here. And one of the reasons I'm talking about this yet again is because it's the last day to get this with a $35 order using a particular host code. But I'm going to be sharing this stamp set with you, and I just kind of wanted to show you the incredible versatility. So Witty-cisms is a stamp set in the January to June mini catalog, and these are just adorable, adorable designs. Now, you know, you can use your images without the stamps. Not without the stamps. You have to use the stamps to get the image. But you can use just the greetings for other things. So I wanted to show you that we're going to take these cards and set them aside. These are very bright, very fun cards. I can tell you that one of these is going to my grandson that will just have a fit over that. And this is a little bit of a fun fold. And this also just kind of shows you how, just by turning the little flap here, you just get a totally different look. And of course, just by changing out your designer papers, you can get a very different look. So my grandson is going to get one of these, and one of my granddaughters is going to get one of these. I can tell you which one, the one that's a little bit more on the hyper side. And then these thank yous are using two different papers from the, actually this is from the Valentine suite of papers, but I thought it went really nicely with the strawberries. So we're going to kind of get a totally different look. These are cute, they're whimsical, they're fun. We're going to go today and we're going to get elegant for a graduation card. So I went with, oops, sorry, I'm bumping you. I went with an all neutrals palette for this, and that was designed so that regardless of school colors, you know, black and beige and gold are very classic. So that is where we're going to go. And I just love the fact that you can do all of these very different looks with this one stamp set. And actually, they're all done with just a simple black ink pad. Oh, I think I already have my stamp mounted in here. All you need is a black ink pad for these, and then markers of your choice. And even when it comes to the markers, you know, this kind of detail on here, this takes a couple of seconds to do. And because they already have all of this awesome shading already in here, I didn't even use two different colors on this. I didn't use like a light and a dark. I just used one color. So I think they're super fun. They're very kid-friendly for sure. But I think that they have a lot of versatility. So let me show you what I did here. So I'm going to use, this is called Sahara Sand. And Sahara Sand is a very cool, this is a very cool beige. Am I giving you guys a shadow? I'm trying not to. This is a very cool beige. And then I wanted to have kind of black and white, but I didn't want it to be so stark. And so what I've done here is I've got just a little peek of this gold. And I also wanted my graduation card to be very gender neutral. So my fringe here was actually kind of thinking about, you know, the tassel on your cap, and very kind of a timeless element there, so that I could give this to somebody graduating from high school or college. It kind of has that very grown-up look. Now, I used the corrugated embossing folder, and that can be used with any of your die cutting machines. I did decide on this one to do it going horizontally, where my initial one I did going vertically. Now, I did want to show you a couple of things here, and that is that when you have something that's really heavily embossed like this, particularly this folder, but even your embossing folders that have just a really deep embossing on them, what I like to do is I like to use the Tombow multi-purpose liquid glue. And that is because your snail is going to get caught in the grooves here. And you need some adhesive that is going to sit right up here on the top of these, so that when I put this on my little piece of gold, it's going to have something that's going to grip the adhesive. So I'm just going to flip this over. And I did do a micro layer. I will have the PDF tutorial, free PDF for you, up on my blog tomorrow. My blog is sweetstamper.com. I might even have it up today, but I'm not sure. So I'm not making promises on that. I typically make sure it's done by the next day. But I have a bunch of cards I need to get out today, and a couple of things I'm getting in the mail. So I don't know that I can get that done too. Well, this is not coming out great. Sometimes, this is a pretty new one. There we go. Sometimes you just need to kind of get it flowing a little bit. And then what I like to do, and I could have just done it with this end, but I do like to smoosh it with this end down here. So that is ready to go. I mean, we're talking very quick and easy. Now, I did run this through the die cutting machine before I came on camera, because I figured, yeah, I didn't think you needed to see me put that through a die cutting machine to know what I did there. So that's it. So you have really a nice neutral canvas that you could do a lot of things with. I opted to use this, I can't remember the name of this. Let's see if it's Woven Threads trim. So I'm using this Woven Threads trim, and it's really cool stuff. This reminds me of what's called GIMP that they use on upholstery, at least on older upholstery. When, hey Diana, I'm glad you're here, and Kathleen's here. We got a nice little group to stamp with us today. Diana, I did talk about Paper Pumpkin at the very beginning of this, so you might want to go catch the replay for the beginning. We have quite a bit of antique furniture. It's just something that's an interest that my husband and I have had for years. We used to do a lot of antiquing, and he's really good at refinishing furniture. So we did a lot of antique hunting in our younger years, and now we don't need any more antiques because we have all that we need. But this is very similar to what you see on antique upholstery. So you don't want to use it like this. It has this little piece here, and it protects the fringe. But you see, that glue is stuck to me. You pull this, and it releases your fringe. So that's how you want to use it. And I will tell you that this little piece here, it's like a little piece of braided threads. And so I will usually take this and make little mini bows out of it, or make little knots out of it. It kind of has a lot of nice texture to it. So, you can use that little bit, maybe not on this card, but you could use it on a card. So that I will put aside. Now, the best way to put this down is with mini glue dots. So you just pull back here, find one, and grab it. And then I'm going to put that, I actually decided to put it a little bit down. I didn't want it exactly in the middle. because it can get a little bit too matchy-matchy and you don't really want that look. Now, what I'm going to do is I could just wing it, but I think that I'm going to do like this and then lay this across. And these already have a line on them, so it's pretty easy to see, you know, where you're, where you need to lay your trim. A little bit too, okay, there we go. So that is going to give me that nice little row of fringe on there. That's a little bit funky there. Let's see if we can get rid of that. A little too much. So I don't know, do you guys have any furniture with little bits and pieces like that on it? I do. Well, actually, yeah, I do. I still have a little footstool that has some of this trim on it. Okay. And then a little bit over here. You know, I could have done this before I stuck it on the card. Probably would have been a little bit easier. But, you know, live and learn. Okay, so what I've got here is I did some squares. And I used just a piece of gold foil to coordinate with this gold foil here. But, you know, that's really blingy, so you kind of have to, in my view, you want that to be a little bit of a, you don't want it to be too much. So I did just a little tiny layer here. This is from the layering squares. And I guess I'm using this because I don't have a snail. Whoopsie. See, this is where sometimes this liquid glue is not as friendly as snail. See, for me, snail's a little bit quicker on something like that. Okay, so let's flip this down. Let me know if my camera lighting is really dark. I did a little bit different today because I felt like my last video looked really washed out. So I actually have it a little bit darker here today than I typically do. Hey, Patsy, and Jackie's here. We've got hello from Nebraska. I bet you guys have snow going right now, huh? We have a cold front, so it's cooler here than is typical of right now. But we usually are very happy about having it a bit extra cool. Isn't that a cute little? Okay, Diana, thank you for letting me know. It looks good. So that's it. I mean, that's one little stamped image, but look how pretty it is. It's so classic. I love that. And now I'm going to actually be a really good girl here. I'm going to actually clean my stamp and put it away. Marlene's asking where you are in Nebraska. So tell us what city you're in. Sounds like somebody who's visited or has family in Nebraska. So there's my, You know, the other thing in this Witty-cisms, it also has a happy birthday. So, whoopsie, sorry, I know I'm bumping y'all. Hey, Crystal, I'm glad you're here. So this really is kind of an all-purpose, very, very versatile stamp set. So let's put this on here, and then I'm going to show you. Let's just start with this end, and that's going to be better. There we go. So there, this has really tight layers, which I am a big fan of. See how they're really, I guess I better get up here where you can see me a little better. Really tight. So that it has just that really tiny, tiny frame around it. I've got a little bit of a splodge. Dear Omaha. Okay, so let me get my little things going here. My last little touches are, I'm going to put some, I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals. Now, when you have something this thick under here, it's already providing dimension in the center. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some dimensionals at the top and at the bottom, and that way it will float right over my little GIMP trim, which Stampin' Up calls woven threads. Does the stamp set come with the class? Actually, it does not, Gail. This particular class, you just place a $35 order with a particular host code. It can be anything you want. You can include the stamp set if you want to, But it's any $35 order with the host code, which I will post right after I come off of here. I sent it out this morning. And then you get everything for these 6 cards. We are doing this class in a Facebook Live in a private Facebook group next Tuesday. So that's why those orders have to be in today, so I can get your kits prepped and out the door for you. And then we're going to do some Facebook Live fun. I'm going to demonstrate all the cards. You guys can be making them with me at the same time. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. So it's kind of my way of bringing my class to you. Now, as pretty as this is, it needed a little bit of something. And I will tell you that I tried putting some gold, not epoxy, gold enamel things here. It was too much gold. So what I decided actually looked really good is, please tell me they're here. Yes, here we go. It's actually just rhinestones. And I think because it needed just a little bit of shine without any more gold. So what I'm going to do is take a couple of these. And I also felt like these, the way you position these, and you just kind of have to put them right on top of the little corrugated bits here. It actually ends up looking almost like confetti. So that was kind of the look I was wanting, because it's a celebration that you did it. You did it. You managed to graduate in the midst of a pandemic, which I think is quite worthy of celebration. Let me get one more. I think it could use one more. Let's do it like that. Okay. So that's it. You did it. Now inside you could put congratulations. You could put a gift card. I think there's going to be a lot of gift cards being given for graduation this year. Unless you can do some online shopping and have it directly, sent to people. But that's just kind of the way that graduations are going to run this year. So make sure that you are celebrating the graduates that are in your life. And, honestly, maybe there's some graduates that you wouldn't typically be like giving them gifts, but at least give them a card. I'm thinking, there's one of the families down the street from us. I mean, they would normally be having a big graduation party, and we don't know their sons well enough to be going to their party. Plus, the party would probably be a bunch of kids. But he's graduating from A&M, and he's worked really hard. He's got a lot of honors and stuff. And so, maybe I wouldn't typically be giving him a graduation card. I think this year it kind of needs that. You know what? I got a little bit of a smudge there. I think I can get it off. If not, I will put another rhinestone there. So that is it. That is my plug for Witty-cisms and just the incredible versatility of it. Again, I will post the host code if you would like to do these 6 cards with me next Tuesday. We'll be doing them in the evening because that is normally when my monthly card class is on the 3rd Tuesday of each month. So I thought, well, you know what? I'll just do it, but I'll do it on Facebook. And I'll send out the kits, and we always make 3 designs, 2 of each. Well, typically I use, different stamp sets on each one. But for this one, I needed to make it simple so that you could reproduce them at home if you wanted to. And having said that, if you don't have Witty-cisms, these layouts are such that you could use flower designs that you have at home. Any kind of stamps that you have at home would work here. So if the Witty-cisms is not, your cup of tea, you could definitely use these packets with other stamps. And maybe I'll just even try my hand at making something like that to just kind of show you. So yeah, we can go with fun and cute and colorful, or we could go with elegant and neutral. Such is the versatility of Stampin' Up! Witty-cisms. So that is what I have for you today. I told you it's going to be really quick and easy. And that's going to do 2 things. Number one, it's going to show you that Witty-cisms is just that kind of a stamp set. It's very quick and easy. And also it's going to help me to get my the rest of my things. Hey there, Pat. You come up as Patricia on here. Hey there, Pat. It's really good to see you. So I've got lots to do today, as I'm sure you do too. I was talking to one of my friends who's actually on here right now. I saw her right before I was going to be broadcasting, and we were talking about the challenges of being a work-at-home mom right now, for the moms who are working still but having to do that with little ones underfoot and teaching their own kids at home right now. So lots of changes. And yet I just want to encourage you in the midst of all of this pandemic to, first of all, stamp some things. Make yourself feel good by just stamping. It will fill you up. It will help you. Send out some cards to people and brighten their day in the midst of all of this. Happy Mail is really welcome right now. And also, thank you, Susan. Also right now, let's just use this time wisely and not just fritter it away. I think most of us, now that we're about 4 weeks into this, I think that we've probably binge watched as many movies as we can handle for a while. And, stayed up late reading or whatever. Let's dig in and find something that is really going to do us good in the long term. I know one of my sons is doing some online learning right now, taking some courses that he hasn't had time to take before. And maybe do some projects that you haven't had time to do. Maybe some sewing projects, maybe some memory keeping projects. A lot of people are doing DIY projects, but also do things for your soul and get into some Bible reading, get into some good books. And I may post here some things that I have, some book recommendations. I had a friend that reached out to me and said, I never have time to read. And right now I do. Do you have any recommendations for me? So I did give her some, and she was very grateful. So I actually have a Bible reading app that I absolutely love. And so I might just share a few of those things on here with you as well, just as part of helping us to work at home, stay at home, but do it in such a way that we are at peace with God and at peace within ourselves, and that we are actually being built up and strengthened for the long term, because this will pass, in the sense that this will be going away. And as far as pandemic and staying at home, but I think our world is going to be pretty different. And what those changes will be, what those differences will be, only God knows. But I want to be prepared for them, and I want to move ahead with them with my mind and my spirit and my soul in the right place. So that is it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Again, I will post the host code for my Witty-cisms class right after this. And I think I will also probably put up my Paper Pumpkin link, just to make sure, if you're not already a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, you want to go ahead and do that. And that way you know that you're going to have a stamping class come to you every single month. So, okay, Yolanda's saying yes to share the Bible app. Sometimes I'm like, okay, should I share this here or should I not? But I will share that. So thank you so much for all of your input. I really appreciate you. And this is a really fun little thing. We get to kind of get together and have a good time and just interact with each other. It feels almost like having you in my home, except that if you could see my room, you would know I'd never have somebody in my room, in my home like this. So downstairs is neat and tidy. Housekeeper was here yesterday. She's an absolute, like a member of our family. She's an absolute delight. And, and she did take care of my floor upstairs here in my studio. I'm so grateful for that. But yeah, I got some pretty major tidying up to do. I had gotten a lot done and got a lot of piles worked through. Lo and behold, this messy girl made a whole bunch more. Okay, that's it. I just keep jabbering on. Thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and God bless.